Oh, boom. Now, you're probably thinking that was a bit of a weird start to the video, but that was my attempt at the Rey Mysterio entrance, the old one when he used to pop up and he'd go, oh, who's that coming out the sky? Mysterio, here we go. But I got bad knees and I got a bad shoulder. I thought, well, I can't jump up. I may hurt myself. Look, the point was this. I was trying to add some levity to this WWE Crown Jewel prediction video because I know there's a lot of controversy around the event, as there should be. You know, I was just trying to sprinkle some fun dust onto it, and everybody likes fun dust. If you were out in a market and a big giant came and said, do you want fun dust? You'd be like, I would love some fun dust. You'd shake hands, you'd hug, and you'd have a new best friend. I know how you work. You know what it's all about. Let's do some predictions for WWE Crown Jewel. It seems only fair to start with what is clearly the biggest tournament that WWE has ever held in the history of the WWE, and that is for the World Cup. Because if you don't know, whoever wins the World Cup, well, they're the best in the world, even though we literally have 2 titles that are supposed to tell us who the best in the world is. But don't worry about that. If you worry about that, you've gone wrong somewhere down the footpath. Take a left turn, get back on track with the rest of us. I mean, you think world titles mean something? Come on. And that is what makes this prediction video so crazy, because that's going to be like 3/4 of Crown Jewel. Because we've got Rey Mysterio taking on Randy Orton, we've got Jeff Hardy taking on The Miz, Seth Rollins goes head to head with Bobby Lashley, and The Miz clashes with Kurt Angle. There is some intrigue here because on SmackDown, Shane McMahon came out and said, look, SmackDown person who happens to get to the final, if you do get to the final and you lose against a Raw superstar, I'm gonna fire your ass because I can't control my emotions quite clearly, and this is going to be a really bad idea. Imagine Randy Orton gets to the final and then loses. You're going to fire him, Shane? You're going to fire Randy Orton, one of the biggest WWE stars in history? That would be a bad business decision, and you're meant to be about business. On top of that, Raw's also been going all out with the Kurt Angle vignettes, the Kurt Angle promos who've been turning up every Monday night and saying how important this tournament is, and that it's the biggest thing he's ever done in his life. And look, Kurt, I think you forgot you won an Olympic gold medal. I know it's 22 years ago, it's a long time ago, but that is absolutely more important than the WWE World Cup, which was only made up to I don't even know what it's made up. It's one of the stupidest things they've ever done. I wouldn't worry about it. I go back to rubbing and polishing those gold medals. Much more impressive. Deep down, I think Rey Mysterio should win this because he only just come back to the company, and therefore, giving him a big trophy and giving him a big hoo-ha at least shines a spotlight on him. But I can't see WWE doing that. So I guess it's got to be Kurt Angle, right? Because why on earth would you make such a big deal out of that for weeks and then just throw it all in the bin? I don't know. Guess maybe it's Bobby Lashley, but it can't be Bobby Lashley because he took John Cena's place. John Cena probably wasn't going to win anyway, and I doubt a replace. I don't know, man. Do you even care? Do I care? Do you even make sense of this? It's a World Cup and it's full of Americans. However, after thinking about it right now and letting my brain juice drip out onto the floor, I'm going to say Kurt Angle wins because it makes a nice story and I'm sure it sets something up down the line. What that could be, I don't know. You tell me, comment section below. But yes, Kurt Angle wins the WWE World Cup, meaning he's the best in the world, even though we Universal title and World title. There's also going to be one Tag Team Championship match, and that, of course, is going to be the SmackDown titles, because the Raw Tag Team titles don't even exist at the moment. I mean, it is held by Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, but on Raw, neither of those even came out with the belt, so why should any of us give two shits? However, it is The Bar versus The New Day, again for the 72,000th time, and I'm going to guess The Bar wins. My reasoning for this would be that WWE shouldn't, throw the titles around like hot potatoes, but we've seen them do that so much in 2018 and 2017 and 2016 and 2015. You take my point, we can do this forever. So they absolutely could just put them back on Xavier, Big E and Kofi Kingston, but I guess because the Big Show is now teaming up with Sheamus and Cesaro, and unless there's going to be another twist there where Big Show goes back being face, and that does happen, I may actually just punch myself in the cheek repeatedly because I won't be able to believe it. You've given it to The Bar. They have it now. Just let them play around with it for a little bit and maybe introduce a new tag team onto SmackDown so we can have a feud. I've seen this. We've all seen this. There's no teams. It will probably start the show, and don't get me wrong, this will be a good clash. They always have good matches when they do come together. It's just getting a little bit long in the tooth at this stage, especially because when you look at Crown Jewel and you compare it to something like Super Showdown, it could be another pay-per-view where you get to the end of it and think, wait, that didn't count towards anything. I now want to die. Don't die, too extreme. Draw it back just a couple of notches. Maybe you just want to snap your leg and be in agony for a few months. Yeah, it says it already. We're also not going to get an IC title match for the reasons we talked about just a few minutes ago. However, we will get a fight for the WWE title as AJ Styles takes on Daniel Bryan's replacement, and that's Samoa Joe. And you know all about the story there if you watch SmackDown, and if you don't, it goes like this. Daniel Bryan don't want to go to Saudi Arabia for obvious reasons. WWE needed a replacement. Samoa Joe came back, beat them both up. Now we're having that match again. And I'd have no problem with that other than the fact that the last time Joe and Styles feuded, I was desperate for the Samoan one to win that gold shiny thing, and he didn't. So they're not going to give it to him now. He's a replacement. You're not going to travel to the global event known as WWE Crown Jewel and change the WWE title, especially because I think maybe now, or it's very soon, we are coming up to the point where AJ Styles has held that thing for 365 days. You may as well keep it on him for a little bit longer. So all I will say is this, WWE, let them have a good match. Please let there be a clean finish. Even if it means Samoa Joe loses, I will take it. But no double countouts, no stupid DQs, no run-ins, no nothing. Just give me a solid championship match that I can grab and shake around. And at least then when Crown Jewel is done with all the hoxy-poxiness around it, I can go, well, at least I saw another damn good contest between two men I respect massively. So if I didn't make that clear, I think AJ Styles will retain his WWE Championship. Switching over to the other big belt over on Raw, we're going to find out who wins Roman Reigns' now vacated Universal title as Braun Strowman takes on the Beast, Brock Lesnar. And I'm sure Paul Heyman will be in his corner going, hello, I'm Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman has never done that, and if he did start doing that, it would make the internet blow up. So Heyman, maybe you should just walk to the ring and do this. Go, hello, I'm Paul Heyman, in that voice. You tell you make an impact. I imagine 99% of people believe that Braun Strowman's going to win here, but you're not thinking about this year's WrestleMania. Because there, we all thought it was a lock. Roman Reigns was winning, it was a guarantee, and then Vince McMahon changed his mind. He threw loads of money at Lesnar, and all of a sudden Lesnar was still our Universal Champion, and hearts broke, and babies were crying, and people were in the street just setting fire to things because they couldn't believe it. It's a travesty. So that could happen again here. Now, deep down, I don't think it's going to, because I completely believe that Brock is focused on a UFC return, especially because he's going to make even more money if he does do that. And also, given the horrendous situation that we've had leading up to this, it just serves everybody if we finally allow Braun Strowman to become the Universal Champion. It just makes sense. Don't need to play around with this. Don't need to be silly. Keep it calm. Breathe. Yoga, DDPY, shout out to my man. Just let Braun Strowman become the Universal Champion. Then we can move on. He can feud with Drew McIntyre. We all going to enjoy that. We all want to see Drew do well. So yeah, Braun wins. Maybe there's some crazy stuff. Maybe Drew does get involved. He's not doing anything else on this show. So I don't know, maybe he can say, oh, I wanted Braun to win because not only do I want to beat him in our feud, I want the title. And then maybe Brock Lesnar come back at some point and feud with Drew McIntyre. That ticks a load of boxes for me. Yeah, do that, WWE. I'll send you my little script in the mail. Then it's our main event. And if you have been living under a rock, it is indeed the returning D-Generation X, and that is Triple H and Shawn Michaels coming back to the ring, taking on the Brothers of Destruction. And that would be Kane. And that would be Undertaker. You've seen all the promos leading up to this. I think the big beef that The Undertaker and Kane have with D-Generation X is that they want their souls, and DX are like, you can't have our souls. So The Undertaker is like, I'm gonna take your souls. And Kane is like, pay your taxes. Because he's the mayor of Knox County now. And while I actually think this feud has fallen a bit flat and I don't care as much as I should, I'll tell you what, I am actually quite intrigued about what the finish is here, because I can't work it out. It all depends on if Shawn Michaels is coming back for good or not. Why? Because if Shawn Michaels is coming back for another mini run, this is what I would do. I'd have Undertaker tombstone Michaels' head into the ring canvas, and then he can come out and Raw and be all like, Shawn, I beat you at those 2 WrestleManias. I beat you again, rest in peace, die, gonna take your soul and burn it. That will obviously annoy Shawn, and then he can come out on Raw and say, look, pal, listen, Taker, the Heartbreak Kid wants to take you on at WrestleMania 35, and here's the rules. If you beat me, you've done it. Clearly you're the better man, there's nothing I can do, and I will vanish forever from the pro wrestling landscape. But if I beat you, dead man, you have to retire. And that would be awesome, because then not only did The Undertaker retire Shawn Michaels would have then retired The Undertaker. And yes, that actually makes no sense when you think about the logistics, but it's pro wrestling. That's why it's beautiful. So as I can't see another scenario, I am going to go with that one. The Brothers of Destruction win, Undertaker pins Shawn Michaels. That then sparks everything out into life, and also it makes sense, right? Because at Super Showdown, Triple H pinned The Undertaker, so now 50-50 booking. We know how WWE works. The Undertaker can pin a combination of Triple H and his best friend, Shawn Michaels. Also, if you go and look at those Triple H Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker and Kane, like the bits, the promo bits, the poster for Crown Jewel, Triple H is literally turning into Kratos from the God of War series of games. There is no way that could be a coincidence. Absolutely no way. So DX loses, Brothers of Destruction win, and again, I don't really care about this, and I don't understand why, especially because I love nostalgia. I missed the nostalgia when Goldberg came back, and I know he's my dad, but when he did return, I almost imploded. And now, you know, Shawn Michaels come back first time in what, 10 years, 7 years, 8 years, 11 years, 12 years, 47 years, whatever it is. I'm like, yeah, okay, have a nice time and don't hold it against you. You do whatever it is you want to do. It's your life. But maybe I'll just go to the tea shop and have a lovely cup of tea. You're all welcome to join me too. And that's that. Draw a line under it. That's Crown Jewel. I'll talk about it more when we do the ups and downs on Friday/Saturday morning. Going to give you a bit more insight into my mind and why, like, I feel like it's my responsibility to cover it. But we'll talk about that in 24 to 48 hours time. But, you know, thanks for joining me for this. It's always nice seeing you. Hopefully it's always nice seeing me too. Lovely smile all round. Now, don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know your predictions for WWE Crown Jewel. Like, share, and subscribe. Head over to WhatCulture.com and read yourself some articles. And follow WhatCulture on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. I'm Simon from WhatCulture. Thank you very much for watching. And yeah, don't get me wrong, if there is a bit of bad blood in the air, a bit like, oh, I can't believe you're talking about Crown Jewel, I'll talk about it on ups and downs, because that'll be the last time we ever have to talk about this pay-per-view. That will please me. See you soon.